Team secrets turn to ban. Team secrets turn to ban. Liquids turn to ban. Team secrets turn to pick.
The day they see European and play us, and we gotta go straight to it apparently, Gods, because these teams are wasting no time drafting against each other.
All right, these teams know what they want, and it's a bit of what we've been seeing with the first pick slider. They're not in our first series today. They met in Star Ladder where Liquid took the 2-0 win, but I feel like the secret we've been seeing over the past week or so is a different secret from like 2 weeks ago. Like they are quickly improving, changing a lot of their strats. I mean, Liquid's the same thing. I feel like both these teams are still adjusting to some of the new players, the new patch, and this is, to me, looking at the two series today, more interesting of the two, mostly because I think it's going to be a bit closer. And even though Liquid won last time, I feel like Secret right now with their form come in as in much kind of more equal footing.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with that. I think we're gonna have quite the even series. I think Liquid, they're, I think it was Blitz who said something to me. Said always have faith in Kuro, because Kuro, he's a slow roller. I think he meant like by when Kuro builds his teams and he figures out patches, you know, he's not gonna be the one who builds the team and then like boom, instantly we have success like Bears is. Right? He's going to need a little bit more time to have those kind of adjustments. Maybe it's a captaining style. Maybe it's something. I don't know what it is. But it does seem like Liquid are beginning to ramp up, much like we saw from the former Team Liquid back when the Frankfurt Major, right? They didn't even qualify to that. They ended up, they were really favorited, and they were in the upper bracket, and then boom, boom, dropped down and didn't even make it, but still ended up being one of the most dominant teams in that season shortly after. So it does feel like this Liquid is doing a similar roll forward here, leading into the, well, what we've kind of called is a pseudo major in DAC and leading into Kiev major as well.
Reserve time.
Both these teams will be very hungry to succeed now and prove themselves with majors coming up. I mean, it's crazy to think, like, even out of these teams, like, with barring like a direct invite somewhere, they may be competing over 1 or 2 spots in the European region between Secret, Liquid, Bears, Adfin, potentially. Who knows? Alone, we've seen, like, from the very get-go, very close games in the qualifiers, and it's only going to keep getting better in the playoffs. So, draft-wise, Ember Spirit. I feel like we have not seen much Ember Spirit in this qualifiers, despite the heroes rise to prominence because of either being banned out or there's a lot of the teams just carrying it too.
I wonder why that is. Ember Spirit here does. I was kind of like trying to think about whether or not Ember Spirit was good versus Lone Druid when I was trying to break that hero down and see what counters there were to it. And it seems like it's okay, right? It's aggressive. It's a lot of burst damage potentially. You know, early on, when you're able to just like triple Remnant on top of that hero, so you can blow them up and don't have to worry about Savage Roar. And then later on to the game as well, you're able to output your damage from a distance. Not as consistently. It's based off of Sleight of Fist only, but it is at least damage from a distance. And you don't have to worry about that. That Savage Roar gap closer. It does feel like it checks some of the boxes, but I am still concerned that Liquid, especially with the sustain that they have from the Dazzle and opportune times for Shallow Graves, that Lone Druid will still be able to come out on.
Yeah, I think my thoughts with Secret picking this is they would have first to pick these heroes regardless of what Liquid go. Like, let's say they open with like Dazzle, like and an Earth Spirit or something. I feel like regardless of what 2 heroes Liquid had, assuming like let's say Lone Druid is banned or not available because that's another like big playmaking hero we see get first a lot. I think that Ember was going to be there regardless. Just like it's them drafting to their own draft rather than like, oh, they picked Lone Druid, let's get Ember.
Right.
So we'll see. Probably some of these later picks be the more reactionary ones to what Liquid are doing.
Darkseer and Sniper going to be the bans by Liquid. They'll get a pick up here on a support. Rubik, nice and open. Does have some decent hold against Ember Spirit. Nice reactionary spell to the Slardar. And has some pretty good steals. But Team Secret really liking this pickup here. The Crystal Maiden. Another nice freezing hero. Really good versus the Lone Druid. We talked about the Frostbite interaction with the Bear. But also, this aura seems to be pretty valuable when you have an Ember Spirit and even Slardar.
Yeah, CM's one of those heroes that's been quietly getting buffs from time to time over the various patches. Frostbite seems to just keep getting better and better with that 6-second cooldown at level 4, and then at level, I mean, you're never going to get level 25, but if you somehow do get level 25, you've got a 4.5-second duration on it. So CM's seems to be in a pretty good place, has good talents in general, which I think is one of the other nice things about Crystal Maiden in the current patch, but does just offer a strong, stable support that both Slardar and Ember both benefit a lot from having the Arcane Aura with.
Team Liquid, what do we think? We already have our mid Ember Spirit. Maybe they could pick up their mid if they wanted to, though I kind of prefer picking up an offlaner, and I kind of like Nyx Assassin versus the Ember Spirit. It makes it so when Ember Spirit split pushes, he has to farm without Flame Guard, or else potentially be Spike Carapace, Vendetta, and then a follow-up stun. But Nyx hasn't really been high priority a lot of times. Maybe that's because of lack of Ember, but I feel like Nyx is kind of fallen by the wayside as an offlaner.
Yeah, the other heroes, I definitely on board with the Nyx idea, because I was thinking, all right, the first few heroes, I was like, oh, is it like an Axe or a Sand King type hero? They're Legion, but I think the idea is you want an initiator, and to me, Nyx is like one of the better initiators to have against an Ember Spirit. So Legion against the Ember as an initiator, but also good against the Corrosive Haze, having a purge to get rid of it. And something, I wonder if there's any kind of thought for Liquid about not putting it in the offlane, considering it like swapping up the lanes. I think we saw, was it Alliance do a Legion Commander mid against an Ember Spirit, but yeah, a hero that can be a bit flexible.
Yeah, the Legion does match up quite well against the Ember Spirit. You can take off the chains, right, with your press the attack, and early on in I think the first 2 levels, your nuke is obviously level 1 easily, big enough to take off the flame card, and level 3, I think it's dependent on how many creeps you're able to take away that flame guard, which is obviously one of the bigger threats here. Team Secret, though, they did have to start our first pick, and they're going to go back for the life stealer to have that combination. We're leading a little bit more towards Slardar offlane, but that has still been worked around plenty of times.
Yeah, it could be still fairly open with either of the two if they want to get maybe some big team fights. Heroes like the Enigma still stand out as something KheZu's been playing a lot of. It does fill in that gap of not having like a clear mech buyer, if that's something they want to be able to have, like also a pushing hero. But we'll see what Team Secret are looking to do soon enough, as they'll be picking their hero before Liquid, who then can kind of react to it. They'll know exactly, well, they should know where the side is going based on Secret's last pick, and then they can decide how they want to approach this game with their last pick. Because they themselves have flexibility. I mean, not just the Legion as far as potential mid, but we've seen teams run Lone Druid both in the mid lane and the safe lane.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. So there's a lot of flexibility here. Alchemist, I was just thinking, like, Liquid could do an Alchemist last pick, and that would be pretty threatening for Secret, as that is one of the heroes that can match up well against the Ember Spirit in that mid lane. Secret rounded out with well, they actually banned away the Timber Saw, so Liquid are still fearing a potential offlane changeroo, but they're going to stick with the offlane Slardar and grab what is kind of expected for. They gave it a nice roaming hero, jungler.
Interesting. So right now, looking at some okay deals between the Rubik Fade Bolt and the overwhelming odds, but get decent mid-game timing with like the chances the mech carrier, so kind of not a similar hero to the Enigma in like his skill set, but at least in what he's going to bring to the team with a bit of pushing power and team fight utility. Chen is going to be a bit more early game presence for Team Secret to give them some early game rotation potential as well.
For me, I'm kind of still down with the Legion Commander mid, just because he does have that press the attack, a little heal, takes off the chain, so you know the Chen's going to be coming for you in that mid lane king. So I'm still down with that if they want to change to a different offlaner. But can you think of a different mid that would be better suited to these games?
want like an Invoker type hero. That's probably one of the ones that stands out to me. I mean, put Miracle on one of his classic heroes and something that's going to scale to late game is a bit vulnerable to those ganks potentially. But I mean, you got Jewel into Sunstrike, Telekinesis as well as a potential setup. To me, they want something with some damage output. Troll Warlord makes his debut though in DAC Europe.
Ooh, Troll Warlord plus Lone Druid? That sounds nasty. Ugh.
That does sound disgusting. Oh, damn. So Troll is hero we don't get to see all too often. Very strong laning hero. I think that's probably one of this hero's most underrated aspects is he is actually a lane dominator with a slow as well as the ability to build up attack speed by like trying to zone the offlaner consecutively with his fervor or whatever the skill's called. Can't even remember. He is very good in the lane. I think his biggest downfall is his rate that he farms. He doesn't farm particularly fast. He reminds me of a Chaos Knight where like you can kind of dominate your lane, you can get a good couple of first items, but then if you don't just like snowball out of control, the hero does seem to start falling off. And then you've also got this like conundrum in the mid to late game. It's like, do you go melee and look for the like it's kind of awkward decision between the two that you often have to make.
Back into the game. Small crash, but we'll be able to see the wards placed out. Legion Commander, their offlaner already placing a nice ward to be able to scout the Chen's rotations here between top and middle. And we're also going to hit against the Emperor, which I imagine matches up very favorable.
Yeah, it should be very, very good for him. I'm liking this troll set. This is one of the new ones. Looks more like Monkey King, but or it looks a lot like Monkey King. Having flashback. Oh no. It works when you said it last game. Me stupidly like, oh, is it broken? It crashes, so I clicked it and I didn't crash. But I was just like, why would I click it after Cap just said it crashed? Like, but yeah, I don't know. Sometimes it seems okay.
It's all reactionary, you know. We just hear things and we do things, and you know, happens and sometimes.
Yeah, but this 1v1 matchup mid is fantastic for Troll. We'll likely have to see early help, or just they're going to have to sack the lane and focus on winning some of these other lanes. CM's not the best hero to kind of sit around the mid lane. You either want to be farming the jungle or perhaps zoning the offlaner a little bit, but staying near for some of those pull camps. So not sure how easily they're going to have to deal with this mid matchup. But that's Ember's. I think that's a big reason why Ember has not been getting picked quite as much as it used to, is because laning stage is this hero's one biggest weakness with certain matchups.
Gods, if you could go ahead and do me a favor and tell the Dota TV people they may need to click the audio channel on.
Sure. Since some of you watching in Dota TV, if you can currently not hear Cap, you need to reselect the audio channel, toggle it off and on, and you should be able to hear him again.
Right, Dazzle's going to be sitting behind Mind Control, who's already feeling Puppey's presence here with the early Satyr. Not much Dazzle can do about that one. The Satyr Tormentor is going to get off a good amount of damage against this Legion Commander. I do like the idea that most of the time Puppey's been like, he'll show up and maybe he'll pick up his level 3 before he even does his rotation, but putting a lot of emphasis on zoning.
Yeah, this looks like this would be a problem lane for Secret if not for Puppey's presence. Like, I look at this 2v2, Dazzle Legion against CM Lifestealer. The melee carry Lifestealer doesn't do well trading hits with the Legion early on, and CM, very low movement speed, bad at fighting early on. They do lose Puppey's creep though. The last hit even going to Mind Control, so that's some decent golden XP picked up by the Liquid dual lane. And Puppey doesn't have best creep to grab. He gets the Mind Stealer. He's going to go for some mana burn play, which is annoying, but this is not really the optimal position to be in as a Chen. You don't want to be like sitting around in this top lane with unable to farm with that mana burn creep. He may fall back and try to find some stacks, but ideally he needs to transition into some items and levels at this point.
Been trying to keep my eye on this mid lane matchup and see how how dominant Miracle can be with the Troll over the Ember Spirit, and it does seem to be off to a pretty good start. He's forced Mid-Wan to Shrine already, has a decent number of denies. I think there is a chance for rebuttal when Mid-Wan starts getting the higher levels of Flame Guard, but for now it does seem Troll to be able to win the matchup pretty handedly. What happened to KheZu? Oh dear, KheZu. GH struck again.
Yeah. Interesting.
Oh,
and
no.
they flop a sentry ward, so they get some vision. They see he's still up there. Not sure. Not sure a sentry's going to do all too much. You'll lose that vision soon enough.
Puppey, he needs to pick up that level 2 and send KheZu home.
Yeah, that's actually probably going to be the play here. The Shrine's there if you need some extra mana to support that, but yeah, not looking good. GH is just going to linger around. I wonder at some point if you go for the kill, but yeah, Puppey's coming in with his level 2 now.
There's the send back, not too much time lost for KheZu. It's not the total disaster it could have been without Puppey's influence.
Yeah, imagine if you know the Chen, how long he could be stuck up there. Gotta wait for like a flying courier with TP if none of your teammates can rotate down to bring one.
And the lane's pushing in for him as well, so he'll pick up some experience right out the gate. Up his level 3. Later on, this game's gonna look kind of nasty for a Lifestealer. They do the Solardar Lifestealer bomb against the Lone Druid, which you talked about is a potential way to deal with him, but he's still going to have problems with the Spirit Bear. Then you have the Troll on top of that, who I think is a distinct counter to the Lifestealer, and in some ways, so is Legion Commander.
Yeah, I think they've got a lot of really nice little counter picks, so it will be tough for Secret to play around that, but definitely, I feel like this early game, like for mid 1, especially in the mid lane, has gone a lot better than I expected in this 1v1. I mean, I've never seen a Troll Ember on this current patch, or really even on previous patches all too much in the mid lane, but Ember has managed to pretty much go even on CS, despite the harass and lane potential of the Troll Warlord.
Away, GH, run away.
Don't go near that cliff again, though. He wants KheZu back there. Mind control level 4. Kuro's now rotated towards mid with his Dazzle, so thinking that there may be some kind of aggressive move coming out soon from Puppey on the Chen. Doesn't seem to be the case right now.
Rotation from GH and Kuro. Is Miracle going to eat its way through these trees to get the surprise initiation? Pops out, gets the axes on the mid 1. They kind of need a bash here to ensure this kill, or maybe they don't. Just the right clicks from the supports will do it, but Miracle's going to be caught underneath this tier 1 tower. The last tower shot to finish him off. The CM, he managed to get that counter kill. So 1-for-1 trade-off. That's not bad for Secret, considering the way that Troll wins that lane.
Yeah, not too bad. It was the first blood, but even that was picked up by the Rubik, so too bad at all. Rubik gonna be getting some decent income because of it, but mid 1's instantly back to the lane, gonna be getting his level 6 fairly soon. Once he's level 6, there's not really much kill potential onto him unless he like overextends going for a dive of some sort, so good news for that. I like the play from Liquid trying to chew their way through those trees to get that kill. Good play to shut down in 1 if you can get him before he hits level 6, but it does somewhat backfire. And they'll be hitting the phase boots on Troll Warlord soon, but as said, they can't really do much more to pressure mid 1 now that he's about to hit 6.
Yeah, that is something, right? The draft pretty heavily faced against a Lifestealer, but Ember Spirit will have a pretty free game when it comes to his mobility. There's not a whole lot of lockdown from the Liquid side of things. They just have that laning phase matchup, which is favorable, but everything else should be good for mid 1. He's really going to have to carry Secret for this game 1.
Yeah, for considering they picked the Ember in the first 2, it's a little surprising how little lockdown Liquid have picked. I mean, they're going to be relying very much on the Jewel to kind of either lock him down. They've got the Telekinesis as well, but it does feel like they may be a bit short-handed as far as dealing with mid 1, and well, they're going to have to deal with him now. He's rotating bottom with a Haste Rune. Seems to have been scouted out. There were lines being drawn by Miracle saying, hey, look, this is a very possible rotation. They will see mid 1 now with the Observer Ward to know that he's coming back mid.
Mind Control's had a free go of it. Picked up his phase boots. Got a good amount of CS for an offlaner, 24 and 1. Compare that to the Slardar. KheZu only 13 CS. We are going to have a smoke rotation. With that ward, maybe they could have scouted out the fact that, hey, they were playing pretty passive. Looks like there's a ward there. So maybe with this smoke rotation, we can catch Liquid off guard here, thinking that they're safe from further rotations. So they're going to run into GH first. GH has already popped the smoke, sees the rotation now, is going to be caught immediately. Now, Secret, not immediately turning for 2. Pylai Die a little bit slow there on the Frostbite. Is not going to be able to catch Matu on his way back, but that's okay. They've got the presence now in lane, and Matu is probably just going to have to leave.
Yeah, that's the kill which sets you up to push tower. You're looking ideally for the lone druid, but you take the first kill you can get. Interestingly, Lifestealer investing in is going to scout out this lane, see what's happening there. Goes in with an ensnare, NP.
To be able to press the attack, but here comes the chain. The duel on the mid one. Mid one is dropping faster than Mind Control. They will manage to pick up that victory and get the Shallow Grave on the Mind Control. So MP, he's going to be stuck. Gets bursted down. A big hit from GH with the Fate Bolt finishes them off. And now Pylai Die going to be chased down underneath the tower by this bear. He stops the bear up for a moment with the Frostbite, but he's still going to be caught in the end. 3 down from Secret. Nice turn from Liquid.
Yeah, it just feels a bit too aggressive to make that play when you've just got that kill at bottom. You've rotated 3 heroes bottom, kill there, and ideally the follow-up play there for Secret, the safe play is just to pressure bottom tower, which means top lane is vulnerable. So going aggressive top lane as a Lifestealer when you're in the vulnerable lane seems a bit counterintuitive, and Liquid doing a very good job to punish it.
Yeah, Mind Control even immediately rotates bottom, and the tower takes almost no shots whatsoever because Mind Control comes in with that level 4 overwhelming odds, and a Chen push just melts like that on that big time nuke. So they defend their tower completely, no chip damage really done, take the safe lane tower away from Secret. Secret, they seem to be doing okay for themselves in the laning phase, but it all goes wrong with those first rotations.
Yeah. I think mid one felt like he couldn't really stay in this lane. While there isn't much kill threat on him, he also can't easily farm the lane, so he's trying to be that big active playmaker moving around the map. First rotating bottom, then trying to rotate top, and has not found much success this game so far.
There is still the top CS for NP, so that one death does set him back, but he's still going to be decently up there, and that we're sitting 3rd right now. Do really need that armlet, and they do really need the Blink Dagger for KheZu, and it looks like he is going to be finishing that pretty quickly, so there is still opportunity for Secret to take back control of this game, but it's going to be dependent on that initiation.
Yeah, he's not even upgrading to the Tranquil Boots, which I think is important here to get that Blink at the earliest possible timing because of how important it's going to be to find some pickoffs using the Lifestealer. Lifestealer doesn't want to just sit around farming. He's going for the armlet first as well, which is a build you go for when you want to fight around that armlet timing. So we'll likely be seeing that early blink used for good stuff.
GH runs into mid one, but he does have a remnant.
Okay. I'm watching, I'm like, what's his play here? And then yeah, sure enough, has a good escape.
This'll come in handy.
That is the thing with this this Ember Spirit, the change up and all this magic damage. Rubiks have been picked up quite a bit against Ember Spirit. We're realizing, hey, that magic burst damage that that Ember's outputting is just as good when Rubik is able to steal. And it serves as a nice escape mechanism.
And later stage, you have some magic resistance in the null field.
Yeah.
So not all too shabby. And as it stands, Liquid have weathered the storm of the early game aggression from the Emissary. He does hit level 9 now. His next big aggression likely to come off that Veil timing. He ideally wants to get it around this Blink, which KheZu's just about got. So 11 minutes in, we'll be seeing, KheZu pick up the Blink Dagger, and we're getting word from MP on the Lifesteal that he's just a little bit short of the armlet, so may not quite be ready to go for that smoke movement until they get the armlet complete.
As a result, from those slower timings, they may end up losing their mid tower. It's in deny range now. It's that one rotation, right? That top lane fight that they had, it sent Secret back quite a bit because you want that armlet right now. You want to have that Blink Dagger. You want to start making those rotations and try and punish, but fortunately, Secret not ready to go with the timings. Again, GH just being a thorn in their sides in this mid lane, always pressuring and then jumping out again. The guy will come out from mid one.
He was trying to see if he could like snipe the tower or something, and mid one wasn't having any of it, but like you say, it's just this constant nuisance that he's applying. He's creating some space elsewhere on the map. The troll is able to farm the bottom lane. The lone druid rotates in the jungle. They're about to hit this timing where they've got Maelstrom with the bonus 200 attack range. So Matu suddenly hits his first timing where he can really join his team and perhaps offer some presence in a fight. Has got the maxed out Rabbit as well, so all that extra attack speed to go with this. But here come Secret. No armlet, but they want to fight. They want to find this lone druid. They see him with the observer ward, but Matu is very, very fast.
He's sitting in the trees. They placed on another ward just to try and get the vision of Matu to ensure they get this successful gank. Matu's playing back. They've got 3 wards all around this area. Team Matu deep behind his tower.
His bear's going to scout him out in a second.
Oh. Bounce back.
Well, Dire's kind of top. You see Kuro.
Trying to judge, I think, how many heroes are down here in this bottom lane, and if mid one can catch any of them. If they are top, they are finally finding Matu. They're going to be able to rage out with the amplified damage across the phase. It's close, but he gets an entangle. He could have chased him down with the phase boots and gotten that last click, and this is where the timing comes in, gods. If he had the armlet, he's definitely dead there.
Yep. He's had the money since the infest, just through the gold he's been getting while sitting there, but yep, not having an armlet makes all the world of difference there. Mind Control gets his blink, which allows him to blink TP out just before KheZu finds him in secret. Waste a lot of time with this first blink pickup. They've had the blink now for a full 2 minutes, and during that 2 minutes, MP has not been farming. KheZu's just not been trying to find kills, and they have not achieved anything at all. They're going to try and resolve things by taking a tier 1 bottom tower, but they could theoretically try and defend it using the overwhelming odds, or they can just look for trades elsewhere on the map, and it seems Roshan is the call. With Battle Trance, they kill this very fast.
Yeah, they've got the Ice Armor on the Troll to slow down those Roshan hits. Less bashes means more right-clicking time for Miracle. And mid one, we've already said he has to go in big in general in this game, but he has to go in real big right now if he wants to be able to stop this Roshan. He already puts out the Veil, starts going on to Matu, but there's the duel. Mid one in trouble, has no saving grace. Secret, they come in too late. They may just have to give up Roshan now. KheZu picks up the invis, but a counter ward laid down and keep on beating into Roche. Secret infest in, try and find an opening with the invis as they wrap around, but it's just not going to happen. 5-2 now with Liquid holding a large lead, not just Aegis, but a 3,500 gold lead and about the same in experience.
Yeah, they just catch Secret off guard. Secret's like, well, our ganks haven't worked bottom lane, let's take a tower. But the second they showed themselves coming to the tier 1, Liquid's in the pit, killing that in no time at all. And, well, they'll try and turn that Roche into further clashes or objectives now. Mind Control is ready to go with another duel in 3 seconds' time. And is being pinged out, and this Lifestealer may just die here.
Oh, he's thinking, I've got a little bit of farming time, but Liquid are too fast. They catch him. They're even going to be able to kill him by the duel time, so we get now 34 extra damage on Mind Control. He is going to be that third core. Sometimes you see Legion Commanders, and with this kind of lineup, you might expect Secret to be able to take the early game, duels not being found, and Legion Commander looking like a relatively weak third core, but with this kind of progression on Liquid, all 3 cores are going to be nicely farmed and have a lot of damage output.
Yeah, the Battle Trance in the duel gives Mind Control so much right-click potential, and yeah, 34 duel damage already makes a big, big difference for his damage output. He's got solo kill potential on most of these, even the core heroes, like the Ember, the Lifesteal, the Slaughter. Theoretically, with a Battle Trance, he can kill them on his own almost. Perhaps just like one Blade Mail or Armlet away from being able to do so.
Yeah, I think if it was a weaker game, maybe the Blade Mail would be necessary, but this game, he's far enough ahead, he's going to go for the Armlet, and that'll make that Battle Trance even better. Once he has that Armlet, I think you're absolutely on the money. He can solo any core at that point.
For Secret, the answer's got to come from finding some pickoffs here. They do not want to necessarily scale late with a Lifesteal. The Ember is not going to be farming well enough. They're being out-farmed, they're being out-picked off, and they need to find some kind of engagement here. Mid one is swooping in behind, smoked up.
Still waiting on the Lifestealer. They pick him up with the smoked up Slardar, and they're going to come
Weave's
in from
already
behind.
prepped, though.
They're going to be able to see Kuro, and that's going to be an excellent first pick, but the press the attack is already removed, and Kuro manages to get the Shallow Grave off on himself, and now Liquid, well, maybe Miracle? No, he pops the Battle Trance, turns and fights MP. MP can't actually fight that one out anymore. Mid one, he's going to be caught inside the Entangle, unable to get out. Miracle hit by the Frostbite, but again, that's still an Aegis hero, so they can't finish him off. They can't get that one pick off that would give them those numbers advantage. So Liquid keep on pushing forward. They take the tier 2, get Ember Spirit, another smoke gank gone.
That was the worst possible timing. The Weave wore off like 2 seconds after that fight ended. Weave wore off. So everyone had plus 16 to 18 armor on the Liquid side through the Weave. That was the worst possible time to try to get kills with Slider Lifesteal. The Ember did some good magic damage, but there was no other source of damage. And 17 minutes, Liquid on the high ground. Oh boy.
Stun out instantly, double blinked on into KheZu. Mind control gets control, but there's still the miracle damage. They'll get the win. Trading creeps back and forth, the Helma Dominator and the Chen. You get a Frostbite onto the Spirit Bear, trying to deal with that sieging hero. Might just be able to kill it and get that 300 gold. Press the attack onto the Spirit Bear. Not going to be enough to save it. Matu takes a chunk of damage in return. But a nice turnaround. What a crush! GH showing KheZu how it's done. Gets a double crush out. And now Secret, it's just MP and mid one. They have buybacks, but who the hell wants to use it this early on into the game? 18 minutes. Mind control going to be slowed down now. Pressing the attack, removed one disable, but a rope moved the other. But they have to deal with Miracle. He's dealing with the melee Raxes and is still getting out. Another crush out from GH. God with a huge nuke over the top. Legion Commander finished one off. MP drops low. Miracle still has his Aegis. They're putting everything they have to finish him off, but they can't quite do it. He bounces back once again, gets a little bit more chip damage on the range Raxes, but Kuro says, we're done, guys. A successful push. Let's not push our luck as well. 11-2, 18 minutes in, and a melee Rax gone. Liquid are way ahead now.
That was like such a good timing. Normally you see teams focus on getting all the outer towers around that first Aegis. If you can get it like 15 minutes into the game, you're not thinking high ground. But Liquid, look at their line. They're like, we've got a lone Druid. Spirit Bear, maxed out Rabbit, can actually break down buildings very fast. On top of that, you got this Troll with Aegis, Battle Trance. They actually threaten the high ground. And Lifesteal Slaughter are not really ready to fight. They want to play this pick-off style of Dota, but when Liquid are grouping as 5, forcing down a lane, all 5 heroes weaved up, this Slaughter Lifestealer duo is being entirely mitigated. They can't do anything. They can't engage without just getting punished. The second KheZu goes in, he's getting jeweled up, picked off, and any hero you go on is getting graved. If you go on Kuro, he's staying alive. He's got a Solar Crest now. This Solar Crest is going to make Secret's life even more difficult.
Yeah, there's initiation as we saw from the mid lane. It's hard. It's not so simple, right? You can't just jump on the Dazzle and expect good results. Not only tanky, he's got that press the attack, the other saving mechanism of Team Liquid to be able to help out that healer. So it seems like at this point, Secret can do nothing but just farm, and Liquid are free to just ravage towers one after the other.
They're going high ground.
Druid and a Troll. They take tier 1, tier 2, and now push for tier 3 all in the space of about 30 seconds.
Another weave. You don't really want to fight in the next 5-6 seconds because of this weave, but ideally you engage as the weave wears off, and gonna perhaps be the timing. The Scan sees this smoke rotations. They know exactly what's coming their way. Mind Control could look for the jewel. High ground ward does favor Secret though.
But they get the Cat Award now on it.
And they can go back in if they want, or they can look to just fall back, take out some shrines, get some map control. They're not in a rush necessarily. They can wait for that second Roche timing, but similarly, they also know Secret wants space to farm. They need more items. They need a Blink and some on mid one. They need the Desolator on the Lifestealer. It really feels like Secret are just hoping for some breathing room to get a couple of items, and I think Liquid are just going to keep pressing forward to not give them that breathing room.
All right, here's the setup again. They're going to defensively weave, then they go high ground. They're going to start beating on the tower to have that battle trance, and that's going to be the exact time that Secret don't want to fight. As you said, the build up on weave. But what else do they have? Like, they can't just let Miracle beat on these buildings with battle trance the whole entire time. Attempting to initiate now as the weave starts going down. They're going to mind control. He still has some more armor, plus the Solar Crest, the toss back by KheZu, and they get the AoE control. Miracle, now they manage to get a duel onto MP. Miracle help mind control claim that kill, as well as Puppey up next. The buybacks start flowing in, but they haven't managed to kill any of the backline heroes. Mid one's going for Matu, but Puppey's already called it. GG. Secret. You just get demolished in game 1. Liquid look incredibly strong.
That was such a good draft execution from Liquid. Like,